So you decided to buy some blue blockers to take control of your health, to protect yourself from blue light. But here's one thing that no one is telling you. Before we jump in, as always, please like this video, please subscribe to our channel, and share our videos with anyone that you think can benefit. As always, check the links in the description because we have our free podcast. You can set up a free 15-minute consult so we can help you decide if the Nourish Nervous System 90-day program or a one-on-one coaching is the better fit for you. Let's jump in. Today's video is not going to be super deep and technical, hopefully not. It's more of a lesson in understanding of what we're doing as a culture and the steps we're taking and why sometimes we say, this isn't working, I've done all these things and they don't work. What we see is when something comes out, everyone does it to the nth degree, right? And one of those things is blue blockers, right? We have tons of companies with amazing blue blockers that block 80 to 90+% of the blue light. And then we have blue blocking companies that sell you blue blockers, they block 20%, right? We're completely bastardizing this thing that we need. But at the same time, I think on one of it, I think it's great if you want to purchase blue blockers. I think it's great to want to protect yourself from blue light. You know, you're really protecting your biology, you're protecting your orchestra, you're protecting your hypothalamus, your cortisol, melatonin, cortisol, leptin relationship. You're protecting all that and much more, right? You're protecting your body to go into autophagy and mitophagy. But the one thing I hear all the time is, I did this blue blocking thing. I did the circadian biology thing and it didn't work. And here's why. The one thing that no one is telling you, right, is you have receptors in your eyes, neuropsin, melanopsin receptors in your cornea and retina. And these receptors interact with the light environment outside. They communicate through attracting your brain to the suprachiasmatic nucleus to the hypothalamus. This tells your kind of hypothalamus where you're going to go. Am I going to dim cortisol up? You know, is it going to spike? Am I going to, convert aromatic amino acids into neurotransmitters, tyrosine to thyroid hormone, tryptophan to serotonin to work with the EC cells in the gut, or DOCA to be melatonin at night, and the list goes on. But the one thing they're not telling you is these cells that are in your eyes are in your skin. So what does that mean? If we're sitting in front of the TV, if we're inside under blue light, if we're in front of a computer with blue blockers on, we have skin exposed to it. I mean, we're taking some measure again. I honor that. And I think it's a great decision to block our eyes and protect these receptors. But this is why a lot of the blue blockers, circadian biology stuff doesn't work for people. And here's why. Because when it comes down to it all, right, what we usually hear is, yes, I woke up, I wore my blue blockers, I had the lights on, I did prayer, I had breakfast, I got ready for work. I didn't wear sunglasses when I went to work. I wore my blue blockers during the day at work, my yellow ones, while I was at my computer, and then I left work. Wear my blue blockers maybe at the gym, come home on my blue blockers while I watch TV and scroll and go to bed. But really, what's changed? Nothing. You're taking some protection. You're protecting yourself from blue light. But it's really not about that. It's about getting outside, right? That's what it's truly about. It's about getting outside and letting that sunrise, that red infrared, do its work biologically. It's about getting outside at UVA and letting those UV photons, the blue, green light, etc., act on those aromatic amino acids and a lot of your biological clocks. It's about getting outside at UVB to activate your vitamin D receptors and get outside at sunset to pass the reins from pituitary to pineal so you can actually go into autophagy and mitophagy at night, and leptin can dock in the hypothalamus, right? That's what light does. So if you're living in the same environment and you're wearing blue blockers, or really it's just a supplement in disguise. Because really, if you're living in the same environment that got you sick and you're taking supplements, what are you doing differently? Nothing. And that's why it doesn't work. And that's why it doesn't work for a lot of people. It's not just about a supplement. It's not just about red light, because you can step outside at sunrise and get free red infrared light and not spend $1,000. That's what sunrise is, especially now in the spring, summer, right? Save your money, save your time, get outside. You can't what's the word here? You can't use red light instead of going outside. You can't wear blue blockers and not get outside. You're not going to get the true benefit, right? You have to change your environment. You have to change your habits. This is what's going to reshape your biology. So at the same time as you're taking the time to get outside more, right? And maybe putting your devices down more, maybe lighting candles or not turning on the lights, or just making other changes, making changes with nutrition to really match your biology, depending on where you live in your current biological state. Those things can actually help you much more because the inputs coming in, which is now you're getting outside in your environment, are beginning to reshape your biology. So if you have this rhythm of waking up, going to your phone, going to work, in front of your computer, coming home, watching TV, and you just add blue blockers, what's changing? Nothing. Nothing's changing. The inputs haven't changed. You've just lessened the amount of blue light in the system, but you're not changing the input of the signals coming in. So the lesson for today with this very short YouTube, probably one of the short YouTubes I've ever done, is get outside. Because without that, just strangling nutrition or wearing blue blockers, it's almost like putting gas in your car and getting new rims and getting a car wash, but you don't even know where the key is to your car. It's completely lost, right? You can't use it. It doesn't matter. And sunlight is the primary giver to your cells for many biological reasons, right? Through cytochrome C oxidase and complex 4, how it interacts with the HP axis, HPT, HPG, HPG, cortisol, melatonin, neurotransmitters, dopamine, feel good, the list goes on, right? So if you learn anything today, and at the same time, if you really focus on getting outside more, you don't have to stress about wearing your blue blockers because your outside time is greater than your inside time. So again, the lesson for today is simple. Get outside because you're only as strong as your weakest link.